BYD is shaking up the EV world with its next-generation Blade battery, launching in 2025.
In China, the world's largest EV market, it's been losing ground to domestic automakers as a ruthless price war has inflamed an already competitive market.
BYD has just come up with another innovation that will completely change the electric vehicle industry. Recently, the CEO of BYD announced the new all-solid-state battery that can charge within just 10 minutes.
BYD executives themselves have finally confirmed details about BYD's new Blade battery version 2.
If you are shocked right now, that's exactly how we were when we watched the announcement. But what is this new battery all about? And can it really revolutionize the automobile industry? Join us as we discuss and reveal everything you need to know about BYD's new all-solid-state battery, which the CEO just announced. BYD's new all-solid-state batteries. BYD's CEO has just announced something important that could change the future of electric cars. At the World New Energy Conference in China, he announced the company's new all-solid-state batteries, which are expected to charge faster and work better for electric vehicles. This move is important for BYD as it tries to lead in developing better and more efficient battery technology. The main feature of these new batteries is their solid electrolyte, which takes the place of the liquid used in regular lithium-ion batteries. This solid material makes batteries safer by preventing leaks, burning, and fires. One great feature is the charging speed. BYD's all-solid-state battery can fully charge in just 10 minutes, which is a major improvement over current battery technology. But that's not all. These batteries have better energy efficiency than earlier models. They can hold more energy in the same area, letting electric cars go farther on one charge. This means that BYD's new electric vehicle types will probably have a much better range than those using lithium-ion batteries. The statement also mentioned difficulties in production. Solid-state batteries need a different way to be made, using specific conditions and special materials. This means that production costs are high right now, but BYD is investing a lot of money to increase output, so these batteries can be sold profitably. The CEO highlighted that the business is trying to make the process easier to get these batteries on the market quickly. BYD's choice to make all solid-state batteries is an important advancement for the company. It has gained recognition for advances like the Blade battery, which enhances safety and durability. Now, with solid-state technology, BYD is advancing even more. The launch of these batteries shows that BYD wants to strengthen its role as a top player in electric vehicle technology. It's obvious that competition is getting stronger when we see what other companies are doing. In the United States, many car makers and tech companies are developing solid-state battery technology.
Solid-state batteries have long been thought of as the innovation that will once and for all make electric vehicles the obvious and only choice over internal combustion engines.
Companies like QuantumScape, which is supported by Volkswagen, are making advancements but haven't started making their products in large quantities yet. Ford and General Motors are looking into similar technology, but it's unclear when they will use it on a big scale. BYD seems to be moving quickly, and its CEO believes production will start soon. BYD might have an advantage because it controls its entire supply line. The company makes its own batteries, allowing it to easily use new technologies. This is different from some American companies that depend on outside sources for making batteries, which makes it tough for them to change designs quickly. With this power, BYD can change how it makes things and save money more easily. The launch of all solid-state batteries is an important development for BYD and the electric vehicle business. These batteries charge quickly, hold more energy, and are safer, which could make them the new standard. If BYD can start mass production of these vehicles before its rivals, it will become a stronger leader in electric car technology worldwide. This new development could help BYD stand out not only in China, but also in global markets. The next chapter discusses the general benefits of this energy innovation. The benefits of BYD's new all-solid-state batteries. BYD's switch to all-solid-state batteries is a significant development for the electric vehicle business and more. These batteries fix major issues found in regular lithium-ion batteries, making them safer, better at saving energy, and longer lasting. Many people associate battery improvements mainly with electric cars, but this technology will also greatly benefit other areas, like smartphones and green energy storage. One of the main advantages of all solid-state batteries is safety. Traditional lithium-ion batteries use liquid chemicals that can get too hot and may even catch fire. BYD's new batteries use a solid material instead of liquid, which reduces the chances of leaks, short circuits, and harmful chemical reactions.
Sodium batteries need to be bigger and heavier than their lithium counterparts, which can be a problem for EVs.
This is a big deal, especially for electric cars, because safety worries have stopped many people from buying them. Besides being safe, all solid-state batteries work much better. They can hold more energy in the same place, so devices and vehicles can run longer without needing to be recharged. For electric vehicles, this means they can drive much farther, so there are fewer worries about running out of power on long journeys. Some estimates say these batteries might let cars drive hundreds of miles on one charge, making electric vehicles much more useful for daily life. These batteries last a long time, which is a big advantage. As time goes on, lithium-ion batteries start to hold less charge, which means devices need to be charged more often and finally need new batteries. All solid-state batteries degrade much more slowly, so they last longer and hold their charge better over time. This lowers maintenance costs for electric cars and helps mobile phones and computers last longer without battery problems. All solid-state batteries work better in high temperatures. Regular batteries don't work well in extreme heat or cold, which can hurt their performance and even break them. These new batteries are much more stable, making them dependable in any weather. For electric vehicle users in very cold or very hot areas, this means improved performance and less worry. Another big benefit is their ability to improve renewable energy storage. More homes and companies are using solar panels and wind turbines, which creates a greater need for effective battery storage. All solid-state batteries can hold more power and give it out when needed, making clean energy more dependable. This could help the world move towards energy freedom and a cleaner future. The advantages also apply to smaller gadgets. Smartphones, tablets, and medical devices will get better with this technology. A longer-lasting battery and better durability mean you won't have to charge it as often, and you won't worry as much about it wearing out. In the medical field, where gadgets must work consistently without needing to be charged often, this could be a big improvement. BYD using this technology makes the company a leader in creativity. By being one of the first big manufacturers to make the switch, they set the stage for others to follow. This change could speed up the shift to solid-state batteries in the entire industry, making electric cars, consumer gadgets, and energy storage safer and more efficient for everyone. These new batteries will change how we think about storing power. Better batteries that last longer, are safer, and hold more energy will improve electric cars and green energy systems. Despite these benefits, there are still some challenges to address. Challenges of BYD's new all-solid-state batteries. BYD's announcement of new all-solid-state batteries for electric cars is an important development, but it also presents some serious challenges. Developing and producing these batteries in large enough quantities to be available to everyone is challenging. Like any new technology, there are costs, production challenges, and durability problems that need to be fixed before it can become widely used. A major issue is the cost. Producing solid-state batteries costs much more than making regular lithium-ion batteries. The chemicals needed, like solid electrolytes, are not easy to find, making them more expensive. Additionally, the manufacturing process needs special tools and methods, which makes it hard to produce large quantities. Currently, these batteries are mainly produced in research labs or small facilities. It will take time and money to start making them on a larger scale. BYD is trying to reduce costs by finding cheaper and easier to get products. The company is also investing in new production methods that can speed up the manufacturing process while keeping quality high. Even with these efforts, it will take years for battery prices to become low enough for regular people to buy. Another issue is durability. Solid-state batteries offer improved performance, but they may degrade as time goes on. The solid liquid can form small cracks when the battery is charged and used, which can reduce its performance and how long it lasts. This is a big issue for electric cars, which require batteries that last for years and keep working well.
I'm talking, the best lithium iron phosphate batteries. It's lagging them significantly, but it's coming soon. In fact, BYD's next-gen blade battery will come in reportedly the second quarter of 2025.
To address this, BYD is trying out various materials to make the cells stronger. Engineers are creating patterns to lower the pressure on the solid electrolyte to stop it from cracking. They are trying out new methods to connect battery parts so that energy moves easily, even as the battery gets older. Temperature sensitivity is another problem. Solid-state batteries work best at high temperatures, making them impractical for regular use. In cold weather, these batteries may not work well, making them less dependable in some areas. This is a big issue for electric cars because they need to work well in every situation. BYD's answer is to create solid electrolytes that perform effectively in many different temperatures. The company is improving battery management tools to ensure consistent performance in all types of weather. Until these problems are completely sorted out, solid-state batteries may not work as well as they should. Increasing production is a big task too. Currently, most solid-state batteries are produced in small amounts, which isn't enough to supply the desire for electric vehicles. To make these batteries more accessible, BYD will need to build new factories, create supply lines, and train workers to manage the complicated production process. BYD has begun to increase its output capacity, but it will take some time to complete. The company is exploring technology to make manufacturing faster and reduce costs. It will probably take a few years before we can make enough of these batteries to power millions of electric cars. Getting the market to accept the product is another problem. Even if BYD fixes the technical and production problems, it will still be hard to get people and companies to use this new technology. Many people don't know much about solid-state batteries, and their high cost might make buyers unsure. Companies must show that these batteries have real advantages, like lasting longer and being safer, to make people want to use them. Other American companies developing solid-state batteries are experiencing similar challenges. Ford, GM, and Tesla are all working on their own versions.
The largest American auto manufacturer is going all in on EVs.
But they are facing similar problems with expenses, strength, and increasing output. Some companies have delayed the release of these batteries because the technology isn't ready. BYD has a strong advantage because it has done good work in developing solid-state batteries. The company's skill in making batteries gives it an advantage over many rivals. Even with this advantage, it will still take time for these batteries to become a true replacement for regular lithium-ion batteries. All solid-state batteries have a lot of promise, but it will take time to make them practical and affordable. BYD is facing challenges directly, but there are still many hurdles to overcome before these batteries can be widely used in electric cars. The mystery of Mel's Hole has captivated curious minds. A seemingly strange, unexplained, bottomless pit, deep in the forest of Washington, has sparked a number of rumors. But now, scientists claim to have finally solved the mystery of Mel's Hole, and the truth is far more terrifying than anyone could have imagined. What secrets does this mystery hold, and why does the solution leave us questioning the truth behind the reality of the hole? Join us as we reveal the truth behind the Mel's Hole mystery. The strange call. The Mel's Hole mystery has finally been solved after it has existed since February 21st, 1997.
All right. When did you discover this hole?
Well, the hole has always been there. We've been out there for a couple of years now, and the hole has been there since we've been there. It's been there since the previous owner was there, and the previous owner there was quite elderly.
When an American iconic host, Art Bell, received a strange call on his coast-to-coast AM radio show from a man named Mel Waters, who claimed to have discovered something unbelievable on his property near Manistash, which is 9 miles and approximately 14 kilometers west of Ellensburg in Kittitas County, Washington. In this video, we will shed more light into what he saw and the bizarre experiments and events connected to it. The next revelation will keep you on the edge of your seat. Mel Waters was said to have discovered a pretty unusual hole on the rural property he owned. He claimed that all the locals knew about the strange hole and that everyone used it for garbage disposal on a daily basis. Old refrigerators, used tires, even dead cattle were said to be tossed in all the time, and yet the hole never got filled up. Not only can you throw as much junk as you want into the hole without it ever hitting the bottom or the hole ever filling up, it has other strange properties. The hole reportedly looks like a well, about 9 feet across, walled with stone, and with a 3 to 4 foot high stone wall surrounding it. Mel claimed to have used a fishing line and a weight to measure it, which he said was about 80,000 feet deep, and that he believed some weird paranormal things had been going on there. He spoke about a black beam, which could come out of a hole and shoot into the sky during certain periods of the day. He also claimed that his neighbor's dead dog had been seen alive sometime after it was thrown into the hole. Metals held close to the hole's 9-foot diameter opening reportedly changed into other metals or substances. Radios brought near the hole were said to have played old-time radio broadcasts. Mel Waters believed the place has some kind of weird presence that makes animals avoid it. Many listeners were reported to have been convinced that his story was true.
It's actually really interesting just in how, say, a broadcast on national radio could suddenly spawn 5, 10 different websites and forums. And I was looking at melshole.com or something like that.
He was said to believe the hole had magical powers, which could restore life in animals and set ice on fire before the call went public. Jack Powell, a popular geologist, was particularly said to be interested in the story after he had heard it on the radio. He was reported to have found it interesting because Mel claimed it was basically a bottomless pit. Jack, who had been in geology for decades, claimed to be familiar with the fact that the deepest shaft goes a bit over 40,000 feet below the surface. Jack was also reported to have investigated the mysterious case, but couldn't find the hole despite his countless trials and efforts. According to Mel Waters, the hole's magical properties prompted the U.S. federal agents to seize the land and fund his relocation to Australia. After the 1997 appearance on the Coast to Coast show, Mel Waters was reported to have made guest appearances again on Bell's show in February 21 and 24 in the year 2000 and 2002. Rebroadcasts of those appearances were said to have helped create what was described as a modern and rural myth. Another report has it that the exact location of the hole was unspecified, yet several people claim to have seen it. A self-described intertribal medicine man named Gerald Osborne, who was also known as Red Elk, was said to have told reporters in 2012 that he visited the hole many times since 1961 and claimed the U.S. government maintained a top-secret base there, where alien activity takes place. Does Mel's hole truly exist? You're about to find out. Claims about Mel's hole existence and location. It was reported that Mel Waters, and those who have searched for the hole and claim to have found it, have never revealed publicly the exact location. They were reported to have always said it was on Manistash Ridge, which is some 9 to 10 miles southwest of Ellensburg. Re-enter State Department of Natural Resources geologist Jack Powell of Ellensburg, who was among those that listened during one of the earliest Coast to Coast AM shows with Mel Waters, said it got his interest in a funny kind of way when he was driving back home from an out-of-county task. He said he knew that Art Bell's stuff was basically Sasquatch and UFOs, but it was kind of entertaining. Jack Powell, who has worked as an exploratory geologist for petroleum companies, taught geology at CWU for 11 years, and has worked with the DNR for more than 20 years, said he knew where the hole was. He revealed that he grew up in the Kittitas Valley as a kid and played around an old gold mine shaft that went down at an angle into a field northwest Ellensburg. He said the shaft on the valley floor was likely 90 feet deep or more. He added that it may have been as much as 300 feet deep when it was an active mine. Recently, Seattle's KOMO TV station broadcasted a news segment about the continuing mystery surrounding Mel's hole. The segment was said to have included comments from Red Elk, the intertribal medicine man who lived in the Kittitas Valley. He contended that his father showed him the hole around 1961 and that it was bottomless. Another popular geologist, who had spent 30 years exploring the geology of eastern Washington, said if they had talked about the north side of the valley, he might have stayed with the program for a little longer. He said the hole he thought he knew was somehow made into Mel's hole. He said it's not geographically and physically possible for a hole to be that deep. He concluded that whoever Mel Waters was, he probably knew about the hole northwest of Ellensburg that was on a private property, fenced with barbed wire, and not too far from state DNR lands. He claimed that Mel Waters must have used the real hole as a kind of inspiration for making up his mysterious one on Manastash Ridge. A government official, who recently spoke to Omo TV station about Mel's hole, said that would be the last time he will take the media out on Manastash Road for an interview about it. He was said to have refused to show the TV crew the hole. He said it's far more important to seek one's spiritual life than seeking a hole. He advised that people stay away from trying to find it. He revealed that the government has it and it's totally off limits. He also claimed to have visited the hole several times and that it's dangerous. He said the hole leads to an underground shadow government facility, and that the hole was carefully camouflaged with a cover to look like the surrounding lands, so it can't be found. He acknowledged the fact that he has been burnt out by the media, but acknowledged that the crew did a good job with Mel's hole segment and was respectful towards him. Mel's hole mystery finally solved. In 2002, a group of 30 people led by Gerald Osborne was said to have undertook an expedition to find the hole, but were unable to locate it. Local news reporters who investigated the claims were said to have found no public records of anyone named Mel Waters ever residing in or owning a property in Kittitas County. According to State Department of Natural Resources geologist Jack Powell, the hole does not exist and is geologically impossible. He claimed a hole of that depth would collapse into itself under the tremendous pressure and heat from the surrounding rocks. Powell said an ordinary old mine shaft on private property was probably the inspiration for the stories. He said that Mel's hole had established itself as a legend based on no evidence at all. Pat Pringle, who happened to be another geologist, doubted Waters' story about having lowered 80,000 feet, which is 24 meters of fishing line, into a hole. He said that the heat of the earth would have snapped it before it could reach such a depth. The mystery was said to be fast becoming an urban legend until the unexpected was discovered. The next revelation will send shivers down your spine. Unexpectedly, many people were reported to have found the hole and claimed to have seen weird things happen there. Reports have it that strange noises were heard coming out of the hole. Others were reported to have seen lights and unusual creatures coming out of the hole. Some were said to have believed the hole goes all the way down to the center of our planet, whereas others went as far as to think that it's a secret portal to another dimension. A few other persons were said to have believed that Mel's hole is a spot where space and time are warped. It was believed that people or objects that enter it never come back, and no one sees them ever again. Scientists were said to have compared Mel's hole to Kola Superdeep Borehole, a hole which was said to be human-made and believed to be the deepest hole ever mentioned. The hole, which is reportedly covered, welded shut, and sits among the abandoned ruins of a particular project site, is reported to have taken around 20 years for the people who made it to reach that many miles under the surface. A 2.7 billion-year-old rock was reported to have stopped them, coupled with the temperature, which was said to be about 356 Fahrenheit, which was almost twice as hot as the team thought it would be. It was reported that the description of the hole looked like something from horror movies. Many people were said to have wandered around it and accidentally fallen inside it, which makes it a bit scary. It is believed that many people are still afraid of it and are not comfortable with this hole. Many claim that they hear terrifying screams at night, like that of people being tortured and demons coming out of it. The Mel's hole was reported to be scary and toxic, as it is also believed to be full of dangerous chemicals and heavy metals. It was also said to have ended many birds that landed on it. It was said that if anybody wants to go there, he or she must check it out from a safe distance. The Mel's hole was said to have taken on a life of its own, as people were said to have given different opinions about it. Some believed it was a tale that involved paranormal activities. Others believed it was a government conspiracy and about dead animals coming back to life. It is widely believed that those who perpetuated the myth can't or won't reveal the exact location of the supposedly supernatural hole. For years, the mystery of Mel's Hole has captivated the public. Yet despite numerous attempts to uncover its secrets, all efforts have seemed in vain. This mysterious hole has been a source of intense curiosity and speculation from the moment of its discovery, leaving many to ponder what truly lies at its bottom. Fortunately, scientists have recently achieved a breakthrough, revealing a terrifying phenomenon hidden within the depths of Mel's Hole. What secrets are concealed within its dark confines? And what do these findings mean for humanity? Brace yourself, because what you're about to hear will blow your mind. The universe is a vast and mysterious place, full of secrets that keep us intrigued and curious about our own existence here on Earth. One story that has captured people's imaginations is the tale of Mel's Hole. It all began on a radio show called Coast to Coast AM on February 21st, 1997, when a man named Mel Waters called in to narrate his discovery of a strange hole in a rural property he bought near Ellensburg, Washington. Coast to Coast AM is a radio show known for exploring strange and paranormal phenomena. It's the kind of show that taps into our fascination with things that can't be easily explained. So when Mel shared his story about an unexplainable hole, it grabbed the attention of listeners around the world. It was like opening a new chapter in the exploration of the mysteries that our planet holds. Mel's was no mere hole. It was a bottomless hole that seemed to scare everyone who lived around it. Just 80 miles outside of Ellensburg, Washington, in the small town of Manistash, there lies a mystifying cavity known as Mel's Hole. This strange opening in the earth has perplexed the locals for decades, but no one more so than Mel Waters himself.
Many locals claim to know about the hole, but it didn't really become a phenomenon until 1997, when Mel Waters went on the Coast to Coast radio show with Art Bell.
You see, Mel moved onto the rural property in the 1990s, completely unaware of the uncanny happenings surrounding his new land. Get girded, because in a few minutes we are going to embark on a terrifying ride about one of the many mysteries of our Earth. What terrifying discovery was made in Mel's Hole? At first, Mel was told by neighbors that the hole had been used for decades as a dumping ground for all sorts of undesirable trash and broken machinery. But here's the eerie part. No matter how much junk and waste the townspeople dumped into its depths, the hole never seemed to fill up. In fact, if you peered over the edge, all you could see was pitch blackness. No sign of a bottom whatsoever. Stranger still, not a single sound echoed back, even if you dropped large, heavy objects down its throat. Once Mel started living there, even weirder stuff started happening around the hole. There were screams and howls late at night. Strange lights flickered up from inside it. Things would disappear if you left them near the hole. Mel got totally obsessed with figuring out what was up with this bottomless pit, and the more he studied it, the more scary secrets he uncovered. On his quest to uncover the mystery of the hole, he first set out to uncover the reason behind the hole not filling up. So he started conducting experiments to get a sense of just how deep it went. First, he began dropping heavy tools into its dark depths, hoping to hear them hit the bottom with a thud or splash, but each time, all he heard was silence. No matter how heavy the object, not a single sound echoed back up. It was almost as if the objects just vanished into thin air. This really made Mel scratch his head in curiosity. Typically, when you drop something down a deep hole, you expect some noise. A dull thump if it's hitting solid ground, or a splash if there's water below. But the void-like silence from Mel's Hole defied logic. This led Mel to wonder, could this pit truly have no bottom at all? Not one to give up easily, Mel came up with a clever idea using candy and a fishing line. He attached some sweets to the end of a long line and lowered it into the blackness. If the candy came back up dissolved, that would mean there was water at the bottom. But if it returned with dirt stuck to it, that would indicate a dry surface down below. After exhausting about 1,500 feet of line, Mel drew the candy back up. Shockingly, it was still perfectly intact. Feeling he was onto something, Mel bought spool after spool of fishing line and tied them together. Once again, he began lowering the line into the pit, but the hole just kept swallowing up more and more lines, with no end in sight. Do you think BYD can pull off the wide-scale production of all solid-state batteries? Kindly share your answers, thoughts, and opinions in the comment section. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to this channel to enjoy more videos like this. Also, click the next video shown on your screen. You will enjoy it.